right, welcome everyone to Off the Bench Live. We're here right behind Field 14 in Berliner Park in Columbus, Ohio with One Nation's Mojo Moneyball. I am joined by the one, the only Cliff from One Nation, CEO and founder. Cliff, how you doing, sir?
I'm ready to go home. I'm tired.
I believe it.
It's been a long few days already. That's fun though.
No, that's great. I mean, again, it's been I would argue it's been already a great successful event,
Yes.
like it is every year for Mojo Moneyball. First off, give me a little bit of your perspective, just how this year's gone. Obviously, the weather, for the most part, has held up. We've had what we'd expect for Mojo,
Right.
temperature. It's
Right.
been within the 50s and 40s. The rain has really held up, thankfully, so that's
We've
good to hear.
dodged some bullets.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
I mean, it's a sprinkle here and there, but really nothing bad. But
No.
give me a little bit of your 2 cents, your perspective, especially with the vendors we had and just overall the one event.
You're great. The weather's perfect. I mean, for the Mojo. And we have, I think, 9 vendors here this year. And, I mean, they're all making money. They're all selling. Got a lot of good stuff. Thursday was great. But yesterday, in my opinion, was the best Friday night of the Mojo we've ever had.
It was absolutely wild. Let's tie in a little bit to that. The All-Star game was absolutely killer.
Yes.
Tell me, what was your perspective of that? We had people literally surrounding the entire field, like around maybe 400 or 500 people that were just literally just watching this one game. That is awesome.
At one point, there had to be 1,500 people
Yeah.
surrounded, and we kept watching them go down the lines, and they were going 2 deep, 3 deep, 5 deep, and then all of a sudden, all the outfield lines were, they were just packed. And,
Yeah.
you know, we were talking to a few like the conference players yesterday too, and they're like, in our conference championships, nobody watches. There was more people here watching this than the finals at the Smokies.
Right.
And, I mean, they just told me that, and it was cool to see everybody's laughing, talking, enjoying softball the way it should be enjoyed.
And
it was great.
I will say, I mean, you want to talk about giving a little bit of a taste, a little teaser of what potentially the show is going to feel like. I mean, that's going to give you that type of feel, and that's awesome, especially with where you
I
guys
just got goosebumps because that's exactly the way it should be. You know, I mean, these players are like the best in the world for what we do.
Right.
And to have everybody else experience them and it's just a wonderful atmosphere, man. And they were excited to play in front of fans.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I mean, you want to talk about some bombs that were hit too. We had, I know that I was just talking with Daw just a couple minutes ago, and he was talking about there was one that we range found that it cleared a fence at 475, and it cleared it, bouncing on field 7 behind us. It
landed on that backfield.
Yeah, backfield absolutely
Yes.
nuke. It's great to see the amount of talent. Also, not only the exhibited from Team USA, but also from Ohio. Obviously, Ohio taking that game, and also be able to see it expand from the women's division too.
Yeah.
So it's really getting great to see that be able to grow.
Yeah, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think with the women's game, wasn't there over 6,000 views going on at one time?
Yes.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
No,
That's
it's
awesome.
great to see, again, that type of exposure, not just for One Nation, but overall just the game. Just the overall softball game for the women's division, be able to continue growing that and getting that exposure, and also the men's. Again, just overall softball. We were talking about that previously. This isn't just something good for One Nation. It's still great,
Oh, it's
but
great for One
it's
Nation.
just great for softball overall.
This is how our sport should be played.
Right.
There's so much drama, and all the fighting and the social media. It's just so bad. This is what it should be.
Right.
And this is why we get up in the morning, and this is why we do what we do, because of events like that.
Right. I mean, again, I give all the shout outs to your team here at One Nation, from Rick, yourself, and all the way down, even Todd. I was able to say hi to him. I mean, you guys have really got a great machine running here, with not only with One Nation, but specifically Mojo. It's running very efficiently. So well done on that.
I mean, the first day we had 180 games played, I think, and we finished right on time. Last night we were I can't remember. Well over 200 games.
Right.
And again, we finished on time. There was no late games.
There's also noticed that you also had a good chunk of those games be able to kick off or be done right before the All-Star game, to be able to allow a lot of those players to be able to watch the All-Star game and be part of that rather than having to have to play. I know that there still have to be games going on, but you had a good chunk of still players that had that opportunity to be able to watch it.
We purposely scaled back the amount of teams we took this year to free up the schedule a little bit, to have events like this, and to give the players a better experience. If they want to go to dinner downtown, this is a fantastic city. If they want to do other things and then experience the All-Star games and home run derbies in the future.
Right.
I mean, let them have some fun.
Right. Now, I may be getting a little ahead of myself, but is it safe, or is it a thought process that the All-Star Game is going to be something that's going to be part of the future as as years to come, or is this more of like a one-off, or like a special moment?
Until last night, I didn't know.
All right.
It is 100% staying.
Okay, good deal.
The feedback from the players and the fans and the sponsors, you know, was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And we'll tweak it from year to year. You know, maybe a Team Michigan
Right.
versus the United States, but or something like that. But yeah, it's staying. Also with our twist of like the home run derby, so
Yeah.
it'll be a much longer. You know, we'll start it in the afternoon and
Right.
run it through evening now. So.
Well, again, it's awesome to see, especially as it grows, and even more specifically, the way the All-Star Game was, the amount of people we had just around our tent was awesome. I mean, we brought a huge box of koozies that I wasn't expecting to go through, and we ran through almost all of them with new followers and getting more exposure. So I can't thank you enough.
Awesome.
Huge thank you for One Nation to be able to host us here off the bench behind Field 14. Really put us in a prime spot, so thank you so much for that.
You guys have done a great job, and we thank you. Because the exposure that you're giving to our game is just awesome. You know, it's good for everybody. And I'm very impressed. You guys are doing a great job.
Well, I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much for joining us for the couple minutes. I know you're a busy man, so thank you so much. Again, stay tuned. We got more content coming later today. We got more games we're going to get streaming and more game commentary, as well as additional interviews got ready lined up for later today. So stay tuned for more Off the Bench live from Berliner Park and Mojo Moneyball here from Columbus, Ohio. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.